What's up, YouTube? I just wanted to make a video quickly on Florida, the Florida, Central Florida area. So we moved down here about 5 years ago. We came from Connecticut. I worked in law enforcement for about almost 30 years. Retired about 6 years ago, and we had been coming down to Florida, Central Florida specifically. We did visit other parts of Florida, but her parents, my wife's parents, live in Central Florida, East Orlando. So we came down here a lot with our kid, obviously our son. So we took him to Disney. We did all that stuff that everybody does, and we liked the area. We said, hey, if we retire one day, we'll move down here. Well, that day did come. We sold our house up north, and we bought a property in the Orlando area, not in Orlando, but in Polk County, about 30 miles away from Orlando. And it was a nice small town. There was the type of town like 5 years ago still where you could be driving down, you see cows on the side of the road, you see orange groves, and it was a nice quaint town. And we thought that's what we were moving into, and it was in 2019. Now we had, obviously we had situations with COVID. A lot of people were moving down to Florida. The housing market changed around 21, 22, 23. The housing market exploded. It's still going full force in 24 in our general area. So we live off of, so one of the main roads. It's so we're not far from like I-4. And we're off of like 27. I don't know if anybody's been in the area, but 27 runs north to south, runs down to Miami, runs up to like Ocala, and that's so we're in like in a nice area. It's a smaller town, and we just been watching it build and build and build. And it's not just homes going up, it's condominiums, rental properties. It's like the whole area has exploded to the point where the traffic is like quadrupled, and so it's not really it wasn't, this neighborhood or this area wasn't really designed for this type of traffic. The infrastructure is just not designed for that. So they're I'm sure they're going to be widening roads and building more roads. They got to build more schools. They got to build police, increase the police office, department, fire department, because the more people that come in, the more staff you have to have on. And so our taxes have also jumped up, I don't know, maybe over $1,000 in like the last 2 or 3 years. So I'm just saying, beware. Like, if you're going to move to Central Florida, just beware of the area, because the other thing is there's a lot of investors trying to get out of their properties right now, especially in the Tampa area and other, I think Jacksonville, Orlando, I know Tampa, I don't know, there's a few other cities that are, they expect change here. Now, I don't know what that change is going to be, but it's something to be aware of if you're going to buy in Central Florida, because there could be a little bit of a crash on the homes prices here. Like, we paid, we got a good deal on our home. The market was different in 2019, so we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's like around 1,800 square feet. It has an in-ground pool. It's screened in, a pool screened in. It's a gated community with a golf course near, right in the center of the community. I don't golf, but it's there, so, and I only paid $210 for the house. The house was structurally sound. I mean, there's no issues with it. It's a nice neighborhood. In fact, I'm the president of the HOA there now. So, and it's a nice, clean area. There's nice homes, up to 5-bedroom homes. And, the house we bought needed a little work. It had been a previous vacation rental. There was no damage to the house itself. It just needed, we did the kitchens, and, we painted the home, and we painted the outside of the home. We upgraded things, and over a 2 or 3 year period. And we watched our home values, skyrocket to, mid-4s. I mean, 210 investment, you pay 210. We had a small mortgage because we had a good down payment, but, the houses are over 400,000 in my neighborhood for that particular size home, 4 to 450. And we watched some of the homes sell, and they've been selling in our neighborhood. And I can tell you one thing, it ain't people living in them anymore. So what's happening now, you got investors buying these homes, and they're starting to rent them out as vacation homes. So I've been noticing that in our neighborhood. There's, several more vacation homes, and with that you get problems. I mean, we had to call the cops on one of the vacation homes behind us because 2 in the morning they're still jamming out there because they're on vacation. They don't realize that there's residents living in the neighborhood that might want to go to sleep because they have to work the next day. They don't care about that. And when the cops showed up, oh, we're on vacation. Well, yeah, but it's a residential neighborhood. You might have a couple vacation homes, but so that's another thing you have to take into consideration. We weren't used to that up in Connecticut. You didn't have all these vacation rentals everywhere because it wasn't a vacation area, So I mean, I guess there's parts of Connecticut that are, but ours wasn't. And so it's things that to take into consideration when you're buying a home in Central Florida. We didn't know at the time that the market was going to change. You have no way of knowing that. You don't know COVID's coming. You don't know people are going to be moving to Florida, everybody's moving to Florida. And I mean, even like Sylvester Stallone just moved down to Florida from California. Everybody's moving here literally because they feel safer here. In the inner cities, there's issues. I don't want to get into that. But, after COVID, people wanted to escape restrictions and regulations, so they moved to Florida because they felt like it was, a safer area, and they didn't have as many restrictions. You could work and you could do your thing, whereas, in other states and other areas and cities, you couldn't do that. So that's why the market changed, I think, after COVID. I mean, that's one of the reasons, certainly, but keep that into consideration as a person who's done it. And I moved down here with my wife, and my son's he's living down here now, and he has a home here. So it's just something to consider. Like, just watch the area, do your due diligence on learning the area, and like I said, the market might change. The housing market might change here. The houses might drop, so it might be a good investment now. Maybe if the houses drop $60,000-$80,000 from where they are currently, it might be a good area, good time to buy a house, because I think it's going to stay strong. I mean, I think eventually it'll go up. Even if it drops, it's gonna go back up. It usually does. So anyway, I just wanted to do the video on that, and just do your research like you always should when you're buying and you're investing, and then hopefully you make your decision based on that and not just jump down here like we did. You know what I mean? Like we didn't know. So. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and hopefully I can help anybody. If I help one person, I'm happy. So anyway, take care, guys, and have a great night.